Hi friends, how's it going? It's Katie Rubin. Happy Tuesday. Didn't get to your 3-card spread yesterday. Life is too wild at the moment. After sort of working with and going to Albuquerque with my family to process the loss of my stepmother this past week and the week before, there was a lot to do with that, obviously, and feel and process. I came back and my poor boyfriend, who I live with, has COVID, so I can't go home. So we get to talk about, walking through challenges, crises. Those of you who are into human design, for some of us, there is a transit. There's a transit passing through that is activating the gate of crisis. Which is for some of us, not for everybody. Anyway, that's been helpful to me to understand, there's been crises back to back. A few things just to manage that, and then I'll get to your 3-card spread for the beginning of the week here. Remember that when a crisis hits, you don't have to become swallowed up by it. It's important to process our feelings, grieve our losses, and then rest and take care of ourselves so that we can fill the cup back up. You don't have to get caught in the tizzy of the drama of the problem. That's just sort of self-indulgent and doesn't serve us. But also what people do generally when they realize, I don't want to be a self-indulgent, self-pitying, I'm caught in the drama of my crisis person, is they then repress their feelings and just soldier on and say, I'm not going to have self-pity, so therefore I'm not going to feel anything. There's a place in the middle where we create space for ourselves to process what's difficult, meaning feel it so it can move through, and then focus on what do we actually have control over and what actions can we take to handle what's in front of us. So that would be an example of an integrated, holistically, a whole and integrated approach to moving forward through difficulty. Excuse me. So I am the living, breathing example of that right now. I have moments where I'm just collapsed on the bed, just exhausted, watching TV, numbed out. I have moments of crying in the car. I have moments of talking it out with my therapist. I have moments of doing energy healing on it and processing it using NET and divine light transmission. I see my witch doctor lady, and then I watch movies, and then I work with clients, and then I'm building my theater. So it's like, we make space for all of it rather than sliding into the extremes of avoidance or overindulgence. And it's not the easiest thing to do, particularly when you're in crisis because the prefrontal cortex goes offline to a certain degree. It's hard to use executive functioning, I should say, or to even have access to our executive functioning when we're in the middle of crisis. So this is why we need help from each other. So who are the safe people in your reality that you can lean on, who have your back, who could support you while you go through whatever you're going through? Here's your 3-card spread for this week. In the recent past, we've been cleaning house on some level. Presently, it's a bit of a dry desert. And the outcome, interestingly, is the storm fields card. Let's see what the heck this all means about everything. So in the recent past, we've been cleaning house. It is time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in the world. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest, clean house. So notice the card talks a lot about the relationship between honesty and cleaning house. People oftentimes they come to me and they say they don't know what to get rid of, or they don't know what they're holding on to but shouldn't be holding on to. The truth is, if you look honestly at how you've been feeling over time, you know the stuff you don't actually require or desire anymore. The people, the behaviors, the stuff, the objects, the things. you've been resisting it for a while, but that doesn't mean you don't know on a certain level. So we have to, I relate to this intimately. We have to get honest with ourselves and go, that relationship's not working for me. Or, I'm overspending over here, or I'm underspending over there, or I'm treating my body badly over here, or I've stopped communicating effectively at my job, or I'm not asking for my needs to be met. Be honest. Clean house. That's the recent past, which may have had to do something with Thanksgiving and seeing family and all of that. Present moment, we're in a bit of a dry desert. So let's learn about that. This card has come up a fair amount lately. I think it's because of all the challenging and interesting transits passing through right now and the energies that are up for the collective in terms of, big energies move through the collective to help us wake up and integrate and become our whole true selves. But in order to wake up and integrate, become our whole true selves, you got to process the shit that isn't part of your whole true self. Everybody likes to think, I'm just going to ascend and awaken and it'll be beautiful. Well, ascending and awakening involves shedding, grieving, letting go, struggling, suffering. And nobody likes to hear that on the ascension path because we all want to believe Instagram gurus who tell us it's all light and love all the time. Nuh-uh. Present moment, not if you're going to be whole and integrated with your entire self. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? I always make fun of this card because it's so dramatic. I love the language in it. This card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient. Just like I was talking about before, I'm certainly in one myself. As you journey through harsher circumstances, you're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. Go within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like a most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. So we want to remember when the outside, we've been talking about this a couple weeks in a row here actually, when the outside circumstances are harsh and dry and seeming to yield nothing, remember it's because we're being encouraged to go within. There's a saying in the 12-step programs, they say it's an inside job. Meaning people, human beings, whether you're addicted to stuff or not, because newsflash, everyone's addicted to something, even if it's just patterns of thinking or habits of feeling or not enough sleep or TV or whatever your addiction may be. Most people are addicted to something. When the outside is not giving us what we'd like to have, we're being led, if we're willing to see it, inward to look at, well, what is the inside work I could do that would help me get clarity in this case about what is the deeper truth for me? What am I really here for? What's this really about? What are the themes or the topics or the central ideas around which I'm learning and growing right now? So we're becoming resilient on the outer by going inside and understanding ourselves better. The outcome is the storm fields. It's a little bit of, it can be an intimidating card, but there's good news with it. This too shall pass. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. This is the outcome card. So this is for the coming 6 days. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release. Just as a storm in nature must break, for these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside of you or between you and another will benefit you later. Let's hear that again. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be assured. So seeds have to be distributed by storms. Otherwise, we have no trees. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside of you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. So remember, whatever storms are coming in the next 6 days, they're not all destructive. They don't have to be. They're just shaking stuff up to spread the seeds of creation out into the vast fields of reality so that you have more abundant flower beds in the coming future. Okay, my friends, I hope this is useful to you today. Excuse me, as you continue through your week. Remember, one day at a time, keep it simple. Take care of yourself, process, but then distract yourself and rest. It's all about a balance. Also, if you haven't had a chance to look at my GoFundMe for my new theater company, I'll attach it here. Whatever you guys are able to contribute, I've got to pay lighting designers and scene designers and actors, and I got to pay people. I got to pay for the venue. It's expensive to run a theater company. So you'd be helping us start our first season and supporting our first production, which is The Totalitarians by Peterson Nachtrieb. We'll be producing this February and March in Danville. I'll be inviting you guys all out to come see it. It should be a really great time. So contribute to the GoFundMe if you can. Whatever you have is great. Everything that comes in is so helpful to us. Yeah, I literally can't do it without you. So thank you for considering that. Also, Star Beings class begins this Thursday. There are 2 sections of it this time around, 11 to 1 Pacific and 3 to 5. Consider joining Star Beings if you haven't already. It's my mid-level to advanced energy healing class. This time I'm going to do a couple different readings for the group. So you'll come to class with questions you have about your life. I'm going to give guidance from the Akashic Records, and we're going to use Divine Light Transmission and NET, neuro-emotional technique, to process all the unprocessed emotional stuff we're carrying that keeps us from our spiritual alignment and our maximum fulfillment in life. I love you guys. I hope I'll see you soon. KatieRubin.com to join Star Beings, and the GoFundMe will be attached to this video.